friends, welcome to Tassel Tuesday. Tassel Tuesday is an open collaboration, so if you ever want to join in, you can. Just use hashtag Tassel Tuesday and then let me know so that I can go to your video and check it out and smash the like button for you and then add you to my description box. And that way, when people check out my Tassel Tuesday videos, they will see the link to your video as well. So that is the story on Tassel Tuesday. Oh, and speaking of, please go check out the other collaborators because everybody really does come up with fun and different tassels, like so different. Like everybody's is so different. And I feel so inspired every week when I watch the Tassel Tuesday videos because it's just, there's something for everyone. So what we're gonna do today, guys, is I felt like I wanted to make a grungy tassel today, but I also have been asked a few times lately to do a tassel tutorial. So that's what we're gonna do. So if you wanted to see a tassel tutorial, join in, pay attention to this video. Do not be scared off by my grungy choices here. So let's get started. When you are gonna make a tassel, you are going to first pick your fabrics. Now you can pick yarns, you can pick torn fabrics, which these would become, and this already is. You can choose ribbons. I don't have any lace to throw up on the table, but you could also choose lace. You can basically work with anything that, oh, actually I do have some lace. You could choose lace. You can basically work with anything that can come in a long strand, honestly. I've made tassels out of metal chains before. So it's, you know, it's limitless really what you can make a tassel out of, and I think that's one of the reasons I enjoy it so much, because the possibilities truly are endless. I'm thinking let's go ahead, we will do a Tassel Tuesday tutorial, and I'll be making a grungy one, but you could do the same exact thing with gorgeous ribbon if that's what you wanted to do, okay? So don't be scared off by my grunge effect over here today. All right, so the first, what I'm gonna work with today, and I don't know if this is all that I'm gonna work with today, but some of the choices that I'm gonna work with today are yarn and fabric. Not sure about this one, it's not very grungy. This one for sure, because I used this to dry up some paint and I thought, oh, I'm gonna leave that there. It was actually some of my coffee dye when I was making my purple papers, and I thought, ooh, that's gonna be great for grunginess. So that's why I have this. But I also might throw in some deep fall colors. I'm not sure, so I have some of that if I want to do that. But let's start with the simple part real quick, just for those of you who are, you know, basically following along and you've never made a tassel before. And if you have made a tassel and you don't want to see this part, that is perfectly fine. Just put it in fast motion. You know, you can do that. You can watch videos in regular time, 1 1/4 time, 1 1/2 time, 1 3/4 time, and 2 times fast. So if you didn't know that, now you know. Or you can obviously just scroll forward and get to the part that you want to see. So basically you pick your length, and how you pick your length is you want to fold it in half, because this is the size that this tassel is going to be, because you know you have a top and then you have the rest hanging. So I typically make my tassels really long, but so that I can fit everything into the camera, we're just going to be doing, this will be like, if I'm eyeballing this, an 8-inch tassel probably. So you choose the length that you want, and then you cut your, whatever it is you're working with, your ribbon, your yarn, your lace, your string, or your fabric. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish cutting these, and then I will show you how I tear my cotton fabric, and then we will do some of that. I've got a nice big pile ready here. I have some brown, and then this is like brown and purple mixed in. So we can mix those together. Don't know if I'll use all of them, but they're ready to go. Now let's get into the fabric part of it. You'll see here I've got some, and actually I tore these a long time ago and just saved them in case I needed them. But this is cotton, and it's been torn. So let me show you how we do that. This actually was a shirt, and I can't remember how I happened upon this shirt, but I did. And we're gonna go ahead and use some of this cotton. I don't typically work with shirts for my tassels, but since I'm making grungy today, and don't ask me why I'm in the mood for that, but I am. So since we're making grungy today, I figured that this shirt would be great. It's got these stripes in it and all that good stuff. So let me find, actually the back would probably be the best part to take the fabric from, I'm thinking. So basically when I'm working with fabric, whether it's for tassels or not, I do prefer cotton, and particularly for my tassels. And I'll tell you the reason why is because cotton tears really easily and other fabrics do not. And I don't like to cut, I like to tear, it's way quicker. So you could see how quick that was. If I was using my scissors the whole way, it definitely would not have been that quick. So then when I make my pieces, I tear them about a little bit more than 1/2 inch. Matter of fact, if I measured that, that's probably 3/4. If you go to do them thinner, and you can, you just have to, let me show you, you just have to snip down further. Otherwise, it's hard to do a thin one. It's something about the way the fibers are. So this one's much thinner. This is about 1/2 inch, and I had to snip down further so I could really get the tear, right? And then that's it, we just tear. And so you can see what I've got here. So I'm not gonna do them all thin like this. Although I do like this one, I'll probably do them a little bit thicker. So now we've got these two pieces. So let's go ahead, and you're gonna take and snip your fabric. And what I typically do is I'll just do all my snipping at once. And I snip about 1 inch down. If you don't snip 1 inch down, sometimes it can be hard to get the tear started. Don't know how many pieces of this I'm gonna wanna use, but I'm gonna just go a few more. Typically when I use fabric, I have about 25 pieces of it. It's kind of what I figured out over the course of time that I've been making them. But don't forget, we're also gonna be adding ribbon, maybe ribbon. We're definitely gonna be adding yarn. All right, friends, I have torn some of the pieces from the shirt. They are definitely longer than my yarn pieces, but that doesn't matter. We can trim it at the end. So hopefully you have got your pieces together, or ready, I should say. And then I'm now going to show you what we do next. All right, so what I start doing now is I start layering the pieces, and I do it a very particular way. It doesn't mean it's the right way. We're going to create today a puff top tassel, because that's usually what I make, although not always. So the way I do my puff top tassels is I do them in I lay my fabrics crisscross, and I do that because I feel that it does make the puff part of the tassel puffier. So that's what we're going to do. So go ahead and start just layering your, whether it's lace or fabric or whatever, go ahead and start layering it. Now you can just layer them all straight like this if you want to, and then it folds over at the end. But it's completely up to you. Like I said, there's no wrong answer. And you know, so just do it however strikes your fancy. I do think this tassel is looking pretty grungy, and so I don't think I'm going to add any lace because I don't want to add anything that's going to make it look not grungy. So I think I'm going to just stick with the fabric here. I'm kind of digging the way that it looks. Oops. So I don't think I need any more of this, but let me see. I can put a few more in here. Why not? Okay. And now, so once you've got it, whether all of yours are stacked straight or whether they're fanned out like this, we take a piece of fabric or lace or ribbon, whatever you want, and we slide it under the center. Friends, I've decided I need some black in here. I mean, if we're going for grungy, we've got to, you know, have a little bit of black in here. So I'm just gonna lift up a layer, and I'm gonna put one of these pieces there. And then I'll put some of that back. Do and lift up another layer. Oops, let me get these layers right. Not quite as neat and tidy as you know, the first time, and that's quite all right. Okay, and that's the great thing, guys. You can always add some stuff once you look at your pile of fibers. If you're not happy, just change it up. All right, so now let me go ahead and spread these out a little bit. Okay, I think that looks a bit grungier, so that makes me much more happy. So now we're going to go under the center with whatever it is that you want to use for your tie. And again, this is a puff top. There's a lot of different tops that you can do for tassels, but today, this is what we're doing. Maybe next week, maybe for the next few weeks, I'll do some tutorials on different types of tassels. Could always do that. All right, so then I hold it up and I look at it and I make sure that if there's anything that's super uneven, you know, to one side, that I, you know, kind of tug on it and even them out. This one, it's a little hard to tell because my shirt fibers are so much longer than my other fibers. All right, but once I'm happy, once you're happy, then you take your center piece and tie it good and tight. You don't want your fibers to be able to be pulled, and then make sure you double knot it or it will not stay tied. Now at this part, and you could tie on a lobster claw here, you could have different things here to hang your tassel in different ways. What I typically do is I typically make a knot here, and I make it big enough so that somebody could hang it over a doorknob or a post or something like that. And so that's why I always make it big, because I know that they can always untie this, make it smaller and snip it. They can always untie it and tie a lobster clasp on it if they wanted to hang it that way. Leaving them with this gives them the freedom to do whatever it is that they need to do so that it fits their project the way that they want it to. So that's why I do that. Now we are going to go ahead and tie off our puff top part. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and use a piece of the yarn. Now, depending on how many fibers you have, can have an effect on how big you want your puff top. If you want a really large puff top, you need to have a lot of fibers. Otherwise, it just looks weird. So the less fibers you have, the closer up you're going to go to tie it off. Hopefully that makes sense. And then this is another place where you're going to go ahead and you're going to double knot it. And that secures all of your fibers in place so that even if they got tugged on, chances are very strong that they're not going to come out because you've tied it tight here and you've tied it tight here, so they should be very secure. If you see any then sticking out a little too far, you just can pull on it, just gently pull on it, and the rest of these look pretty good, so I'm not going to worry about them. All right, so then what I do is I give it a good shake, and then I grab it like this, and then all of these, I knew the shirt pieces would be too long, so all of these I'm going to trim. And then actually, these are fantastic. They're long enough. I will keep these to use for, you know, journaling tags and embellishing and that sort of thing. Okay, let me get these out of the way. Let me pull the good pieces out here. Super small ones I'm not going to keep, but most of these are pretty long actually. All right, that's good enough. Now we can take a look and see that, let me hold it up, hold on, sorry, I'll be right back. Okay friends, I am really excited about how this looks. These fibers are so perfectly grungy, and the way that it's like there's more of the shirt on this side, there's more of the black on this side. It's perfectly imperfect, and that's exactly what we want. Now, when you hold your tassel up, you're going to notice there's going to be a front and there's going to be a back, and that's because of the way this is. So it's going to hang one way or the other. So you can look at it and choose which is the front or the back of your tassel. So the one side of mine is what I'd call the dark side, and then the other side is lighter because obviously it has more of the shirt. And you know, if I was going more Halloween, I would choose the dark, right? Because it's perfect. But because I'm going for more grunge, I'll go ahead and choose the lighter side. And let's go find some grungy looking stuff to embellish this with. Alright friends, before I start attaching the dangles that I made, I want to show them to you. So I'm going to lay them here on the table. I've used a lot of black beads. I also have a brown bead in the mix, a green one here on the end. I have a few dangles that I made with some springs on them. I thought that was fun. This is an old broken piece of jewelry. I'm just putting it on a ball pin. I think that'll match perfectly. I have a couple of chains because I have a bunch of chains from the jewelry that I buy, and I take it apart and I use all the pretty stuff on it. And I thought the chains would be nice, you know, on the tassel, you know, grunging it up like I said. So we have some bronze colors here. This was a necklace, and so I just took some pieces off of it and added them to bead dangles. And what else? Okay, I've got a wooden key that I added to a bulb pin. Did I say added to bead dangles? Sorry, I think I did. Added to bulb pins is what I meant to say. So all of these are the ones that I made. Hopefully you can see them. What's out of camera? Oh, it's this one up here. Okay. Okay. I think you can see them now. So anyway, now that you've seen them, I'm going to clean up the mess a little bit so I can get my tassel into the center, and we'll start putting them on. All right, friends, I want this one to be the centerpiece, so I'm going to try to attach that right about there. All right, let's go ahead and add our other pieces. This is kind of a big chunky piece, so we'll keep that near the front. Actually, you know what I could do is put it on the opposite side, and then whoever wants to buy this can choose which one is the front for them and which one is the back. And actually looking at it, we're going to have to add a ring to that. We want it to lay flat, not sideways. Usually I have to use my ring to close them, but this was big enough that I could use it without my ring tool. All right, let's go ahead and put this. We'll put this on what I'm calling the back, but somebody else might call it the front. So that gives a nice choice. This tassel will be for sale in my Etsy shop if you are in the market for a grungy tassel. This could be a Halloween tassel too, because it's got the, you know, it's kind of dark and all that kind of stuff. So either way. All right, so then what we'll have to do is we'll have to make sure that we evenly distribute the goodies that I have here. So I've got 2 of these of the same size, so we can do one on the front and one on the back. We'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and go to, let's see, this side. And actually, maybe I'll close this and then just tie the yarn to it. Hopefully I'm in camera. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah, I'll tie it right here. So guys, this yarn is very similar to another yarn that I've used a lot in the past. Well, not a lot, but during the fall season. The first batch I got at the thrift store was this, and it's all brown. But you'll notice this batch has a lot of purple in it, and I thought that that was kind of perfect for steampunk, but also for October, you know. All right, so we did one of those on the other side. Now let's do one on this side. We'll go ahead and tie it to this one. Okay, so we have this big one. So let's do the big one like on the side somewhere. Let's do it hanging from this black lace on the side over here. And then for another large piece, we'll go all the way to the other side, and we'll go ahead and use this round ring, and we'll just tie that on. We'll tie it maybe near the bottom. Oops. It's not going to be near the bottom now because I have to have enough room to actually tie it. So it's about midway. All right, let's see. All right, friends, let's take a look at all of the embellishments in our tassel. So this one I had to alter just a little bit because the little tiny top hook came off. So what I did was I flipped it in half. So these are on this side, but they're hanging down below, so you can still see them. And then I put a fresh hook right here, and it's hanging from the ball pin. So just a little alteration on that. And let me make sure I am in camera. So we've got this one hanging here. This one with a little chain hanging on it. Down lower, we've got the black one with the green bead. As we kind of move to the side of the tassel, we have this one. It has a spring on it, so that's kind of neat. And this one are 2 black beads and then a silver one here and the other one with the spring. Now we're going to flip this upside down. So we've got a round, just a black piece. This was from a necklace. The key, of course, is the centerpiece on this side. A bronze, just a bronze oval chain. This is, I guess this is kind of bronzy too. Brass. No, this is brass. And then we've got this piece, and it has a little chain hanging from it. And let me see if we've gone all the way around. No, kind of on the side over here. I don't know if you saw the big one with the chain, so we've got that here. Oh, and that's more of a copper color. I said it wrong before. It's more of a copper color. So there's that. And then there's the small one. And I think that might be kind of where we started. So here it is. This is our grungy tassel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope that the tutorial part of it was helpful for you. If any of you have suggestions of what kind of tassel you'd like to see me make in the future, just let me know in the comments and I will do my best to execute that. Thanks for watching. See you soon.